Hello students, it may be hard to believe, but it is already week 5. So let's do a week 5 preview. So before we do a preview, let's talk about what we should have done so far in the previous 4 weeks. Now week 1 was the first week of school for in-person learning, so you had nothing to do that week. Learn from home didn't start until week 2. In week 2, we had 2 topics, 1.1, the atomic model, and 1.2, ions and isotopes. For each one of those topics, you had some activities that you had to choose from and do, and there were also some lesson checks. Then that Friday, there was a quiz. In week 3, same thing, 2 sets of activities, 2 lesson checks, and a quiz on Friday. Last week, we had our test 1, which we should have taken on Friday. If you haven't taken that, it's still open. You can still take it this week. That needs to be done by Friday. But every day last week we had a review over one of these topics that we've gone over the past 2 weeks. And it was just the quizzes, and it was a way to kind of like self-assess and say, okay, I know this topic, but I may need to go back and look at the activities for this topic. So each week is going to look exactly like this. You're going to have some activities, lesson checks, and a quiz. So how do we not get behind in the future? Well, for each set of activities, they post on a Monday. Well, the ones that post on Monday are due on Tuesday. The ones that post on Wednesday are due on Thursday. So it may seem daunting to have to choose 4 out of 5 of these activities. But if we just choose 2 to do or complete per day, then it may seem a little bit more manageable. You have 2 days to do these assignments. You can knock them out in one most definitely, but you do have 2 available to you. Each set of activities will have its own lesson check. So the activities we post on Monday, there'll be a lesson check on Tuesday. Activities we post on Wednesday, there'll be a lesson check on Thursday. And those are just 5-question little checks that give you an idea of how well you know the material from those 2-day sets of assignments. Then if you don't do well on those lesson checks, each Friday is a quiz, and that quiz is 10 questions, 5 questions from each of those sections. If you didn't do so hot on one of those lesson checks, if you do better on the quiz on Friday, that quiz grade on that section replaces your lesson check grade. And then every 2 or 3 weeks, we'll probably have a test. And if you didn't do so hot on the quizzes, then whatever your grade is on that test section for that topic can replace that quiz grade. And you may see some of this happen in the grade book. You'll see a little comment that says replaced by this quiz grade if you scored better, or replaced by this test grade if you scored better. So this week is going to be kind of like a catch-up week for us. There's only going to be one topic, and that's going to be covalent bonding. Same thing, you just choose one video and 4 out of 5 activities. So because normally this would only take 2 days and we're stretching it out to 4, what I would do before I even start Unit 2 is make sure I've got all my activities, lesson checks, quizzes, and the test done for Unit 1. Once I've done all that and none of them say missing in Google Classroom, then I would go start on 2.1. So we just have 1 set of activities, 1 video, and 1 quiz this week. And depending on where we're at on Friday, some of you may be getting a phone call from me just to check in and see how we're doing and ask how I can better help you. I hope these preview videos are helpful, and I will continue to post recap videos as well, especially now that we're going to get into some of the more involved units that use stuff from Unit 1 when we talk about bonding and compounds. So if we didn't really understand Unit 1, let me know. Let's go back and look at it because we're going to use that in Unit 2.